And we're off. What's it like being tagged out this early in the season?
I love it.
You love it?
No,
I didn't think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Because usually you're after the 16th.
Yeah, normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right around there.
I like it.
Dude, I love it. I got 2 weeks to do nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So 2 weeks of
so
vacation.
you took 2 weeks of vacation, and with your job, you can't get those back.
No, you have to take them in. If there's open weeks, you could trade them back, but there's no other open weeks the rest of the year.
Really?
Yeah, it's stacked up. So
And it's use it or lose it.
use it or lose it.
So you could go back to work, but you wouldn't get paid your vacation time?
You
can't
would.
cash it out?
You can cash it out on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
But you're still. I'd rather have time off, man.
Right.
I'd rather sit at home.
Right. Well, you could call in somebody else a bowl now.
Yeah. Well, I'm still gonna go out and help.
Yeah.
Help Jace and our buddy Jamie or whoever whoever wants my help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, we should probably just I haven't uploaded in months, and all I'm doing is following through with what I said I was going to do. I said, I'm not going to upload unless I got something fun or interesting to say or something that I really want to talk about. And this was a really cool season for you again. Really special season, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For
sure. We'll get into that, but people are going to be like, "Holy shit, Brad's a killer." So.
Yeah.
Even more than I think people already knew that that you get it done, but now you're starting to up your level on quality bowls.
Right.
So, and then, I mean, you're kind of agnostic towards that though, because then you kind of take the shine away. Cause, well, I was in a unit, but I'm like,
a draw.
Yeah,
a draw
unit.
tag.
Yeah, but still, a rosy bowl is a rosy bowl.
Right.
And
no, it is, but yeah,
you're dealing with the public while you're up there.
It is, but it is a draw tag. So I mean, I think if where we hunt normally, if it was a draw tag, there'd be monster bowls.
There would be monster bowls. Imagine if you treated Powers like you did Tioga.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
think there's more elk in Tioga.
Oh, there for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But Tioga is also it might as well be just a crowd of people. There's people.
It's getting worse too.
Yeah. I mean, so I'll just throw this out there. Hunting this year was twice as bad as the worst I've ever seen it as far as people. And when I say that, I was out hunting with Scott opening weekend, and I'm like, this is wild.
It's all the logging, man.
It's got to be the logging, and then opening weekend was also Labor Day weekend. And I'm thinking people went ape shit.
Yeah. Well, so I wonder how it's up there now.
It's way more. It's actually, I saw probably 20 rigs, 30 rigs when I went up last time. Yeah.
No,
and I'll tell you last year, which is funny because I said it's twice as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Last year when Mitch killed his bull on opening day, we saw 14 or 15 rigs.
Right.
So that's on par with what I'm saying here. But we still got it done. But we're having to bail off into these giant shitholes to get something to talk, and it's like, God dang, man. But, you'll never probably hear me say that we need more hunters. I mean, I believe in overcrowding, and I think that I'm going to get real, maybe political or whatever here, but, the hunting industry wants you to believe that we need more hunters. We need more hunters because more hunters mean more advocates, more people voting. And I don't think that's the case. I think we need more people voting and more advocates, but we don't need more hunters. It's fucking crowded out there, dude.
It's getting bad.
And it gets worse.
Yeah.
And worse and worse. There's a lot of fucking people that bow hunt now. A ton. And you can point your finger at me a little bit probably because I've promoted it, perpetuated the here's how you do it, all this stuff. But
it's social media.
For
sure.
I think the city folks, it's kind of like the adult onset hunter is a real thing. There's a shit ton of those out there. These 25 to 35, 40-year-olds that are just getting into it. Almost all of them were First Light. They watch Meat Eater.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that's what I have noticed. And good on them, man. I'm glad they found it. But it does impact the woods. It does change the dynamic. It does make it harder, I believe.
Your quality of hunter is getting better too. There's so much information out there that anyone. I mean, anyone could do it if they wanted to. You just got to put your mind to it. The information's out there, but
I never thought about that. The level of hunters actually increasing
for sure.
I never thought about that. I just like bitching about new people.
Yeah, well, dude, there's so many people that. Like, okay, I was at Starbucks yesterday. And people, like, you would not think bow hunt, actually bow hunt. I'm, like, at the drive-thru. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
And if
Go
you
ahead.
work at Starbucks, they automatically think you're freaking, like, commie. Like,
right.
Just
it's the first thing I think.
Yeah. So, no, honestly.
I just
people probably like, man, whatever.
Brad's drinking Starbucks? What a fag.
I know. Anyways, good coffee, but
good coffee.
Got my liberal sauce here, liberal juice. But, yeah, anyways, the dude if you work at Starbucks, dude, you're a liberal. That's what I think, But I pull up with my bowl in the back, and he's like, dude, you take that bowl? I'm like, yeah, I got it yesterday. He's like, Tioga? I'm like, no, different. Yeah, I told him where. And he's like, oh. He's like, right on. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, well, you shoot PSE? I'm like, no. I shoot. Do I look
It's a weird question.
I know. I'm like, do I look like a PSE guy? I'm like, no, I shoot a Hoyt. And he's like, yeah, my first bow, I can't remember, some brand I haven't even heard of. But, yeah, the dude hunts. Obviously knows more than I thought he would know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just judging a book by the cover, and I do that. I'm so bad at it. I get it. Yeah. But, God, these guys with ponytails, they don't look like they go out and do stuff like that. These city samurais is what I call them, man. They're just
city samurais.
City samurais, yeah.
No, but the dude, like, actually – we talk every time I'm in there, and now that I know he bow hunts, I'm like, that guy's badass. I'm going to talk to him every time I go in there now. Like, more so.
Does he listen to the podcast?
No.
No?
Well, I didn't. Maybe. Shit, I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't know who you are. You're Beanie Brad.
I don't think he knows my name.
No?
No.
Really?
No.
Don't they write your name on your cup?
He knows my order. Well, I go through the drive-thru, so
I
don't go
copy.
inside. Yeah.
Copy, yeah. I had a couple comments. I'm like, dude, he's wearing his beanie. I'm like, why are you surprised by it at this time?
Yeah.
This many years, like, you're surprised he's still wearing a beanie.
Yeah, dude. I almost cut the nutsack off my bowl this year.
You should make a nutsack beanie.
Yeah, I was, man.
That'd be so awesome.
Tan that thing out.
You didn't do it?
Thought about it.
I thought about it. I'll tell you what, if we get a bowl and I keep the sack, I bet we can get one made.
Get a couple.
Would you actually wear it?
No.
What if it was so small it was like a yarmulke?
Dude, no, I'd never wear it. I might carry it around as like a purse or something.
Purse. Could you imagine a elk nutsack yarmulke? So like you're just a Jewish
what's
guy?
a yarmulke?
It's what those Jewish guys wear.
Oh, the little caps,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Do Jewish people wear yarmulkes out in the woods? Do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
It's not staying on your head.
I mean, it stays on their head pretty good when they're like around.
Okay, listen here. Okay, I got this. Everyone's like always like, Brad, it's so hot out. Why are you wearing the beanie? It's like, well, my excuse is I have big ears, but dude, what about the fucking Taliban people?
Yeah,
wandering shit in the desert. They got fucking rags on their head. So what's the difference, man?
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's very fair.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because I always thought it's because they drape it over their face when they have like a sandstorm. Like it's tactical.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think that's it.
Because
the women over there have to wear. Is it burqas or something?
Well, it's part of their.
No, I think a burqa is a fake vagina hair. I think
just
that's
part of their beliefs, right?
Birkin. You ever heard of that?
I have not. No.
It's hilarious.
Huh.
I found out golfing the other day. Some guy like mentioned. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, dude. And he's like, oh, it's like fake hair for down there for women. And I was like, what? That's real.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Mm-hmm. How does that work?
I mean, I have no idea.
Fake hair for down there.
I have no idea. It's like a Birkin or a burqa. I don't know. I have no idea.
Does it clip on?
I hope so.
I guess it.
What if it's stuck on there and it was like adhesive?
It's like Velcro, just a little.
Yeah, you just rip it off.
Just put a little. I don't know, little super glue on there and just smack it on.
Just smack it on.
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, you learn new shit every day. Apparently, it's been a thing for a very long time.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's probably like, oh, our parents know exactly what it is because they went through like the 70s and 80s, and they're like, oh yeah, everybody had those back then. And now it's like asking a kid if they've seen Tremors. Which, have your kids seen Tremors?
Mm-hmm.
They have?
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Scott's kids have not seen Tremors.
Oh, really?
Never.
Huh.
I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you got to show them that movie.
I'm sure. Yeah, my kids have seen it. It's been a while, but yeah, they've definitely watched.
I went back and watched
probably
it.
all of them.
Yeah.
There's more than one. There's like 4 or 5 of
It
them.
was good until the episode. Okay, it was good with the ass blasters because they introduced like the flying ones.
That's the third one, correct?
And then after that, I felt like it really started to slide.
Yeah, it went to shit after. Well, the first one's the best.
Oh,
first
for
two.
sure,
You got
for
Kevin,
sure.
Kevin Bacon in both those.
Yes.
I think, right? Yeah.
Was Kevin Bacon in both those?
He's definitely in the first one.
I thought the other dude was in the second one, and then it was Bert in the third one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Bert somehow like
Has his own
ends
business.
up. Well, he ends up being like the main character.
Yes. Yes.
But he wasn't in the first one. I mean, kind of.
Correct. He
Kevin
was just
Bacon,
a side
yeah,
character.
yeah.
Yeah. But he was a great character, so they basically built the movie around him.
You know, dude. You know who looks like Kevin Bacon?
No.
Corey Ford. Does he not?
I don't really see it. No.
Dude, he
no,
does.
does he?
Yeah. You put long hair
No.
on Corey, he looks like Kevin Bacon.
Are you serious?
I think so.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to research that now.
Yeah.
Corey, if you listen to this, you apparently you look like Kevin Bacon,
I'll bring that up.
which is a compliment because that guy apparently is quite a handsome.
Is that what the
gentleman.
ladies think?
That's what the ladies think.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm a guy, so I don't know.
Kevin Bacon. I mean, wasn't he in like one of those popular like girl movies back in the day? Was it?
Yeah.
Not
it's
Footloose. That was Patrick Swayze. Was it
No, Footloose.
Dirty Dancing?
I thought it was Footloose.
It could be.
Footloose is Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, because that's when all the girls went wild over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick is in the
If you're listening
man,
to
I
this,
don't
you should
know.
just comment
yeah.
when I post this episode. Like, you guys are idiots. It was Dirty Dancing, or it was
Kevin Bacon
it
was in Footloose.
That has to be the movie then.
Yeah.
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 We used to have a joke with not like my buddy would like knock on a door, and he's like, "Hey, I'd like to tell you about our Lord and Savior." Like he'd pretend to be like a Jehovah's Witness, and then he'd go, "Kevin Bacon," just like stupid stuff. And I'm like, "What?" My buddy Kevin, you know Kevin.
Yeah, that
And
guy is. Dude, he might be
hilarious.
the funniest guy I've ever met.
He is.
He's up there for
freaking-
sure.
and it's not on purpose.
No, it's just natural.
It's just naturally
Yeah.
for him. Yeah. Have you met our Lord and Savior Kevin Bacon? He just like asks people that, like, like he leads you down a path and then just completely 90 degrees over
Yeah.
here. I was like, that is so Kevin.
Remember the time, I forget what we were doing, but you called Kevin and the monster trucks were going on, and he thought it was like
World
World War III or something.
He's burying guns in his backyard, setting trip bombs.
Yeah, he's all sketched out, and we're like, bro, it's the races.
It's hilarious.
The monster
Yeah.
trucks is what it was.
He will tell you, like, if you want to come visit me unscheduled,
Yeah,
you have to call me first,
yeah,
which like because you might die.
right.
He's got trip lines on his property. Yeah, that,
Well,
I
it's
love
getting to
Kev.
that point, man. Our world is going down
Dude,
to
he's
the
the
shitter.
reason I have level 3 body armor,
Yeah,
a vest and everything. Like, he's the reason. I'm
Right.
like, he just, I told him because I could tell he was worried I didn't have it.
yeah.
And so I was like, find me a good deal on it, Kev. I'll buy it. And then he's like, here you go, like 50% off. I was like, fuck, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
So I bought it.
I get a kick out of the card game you guys play.
Slayer.
The dude's
Slay.
really into that. He's like trying to teach me stuff. I'm like, bro,
It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
it is. I remember. I forget who I was talking to
Yeah.
afterwards. But I'm like, yeah, they're playing something like equivalent to Pokemon. And I'm like, those nerds.
If people hung out with me, they'd be like, wow, Garrett is a giant fucking nerd.
Oh yeah,
Giant nerd.
that's what I think. But
Yeah.
it's cool. Like nerds are cool.
It's fun because you get a couple buddies and you're just trying to screw each other over the whole game.
Right.
And so
no, I
it's just-
watched it. It looks fun. Dude, it looks like it might take a while to learn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd probably take you, like an hour to really get it down.
I watched you guys for an hour. I was fucking lost. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because you got like characters.
Yeah, you got
right?
these little each character has its own special, right?
Yeah.
It's Here to Slay. If you want to play a good game, it's called Here to Slay. And it's like kissing cousins with Dungeons and Dragons, I think. I don't know. I've never played that game.
Yeah.
I'm not that nerdy, but I do play video games. I do play nerdy card games.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting card
interesting.
game.
You just got to be drunk when you play it. Then
Oh, yeah.
Then it's really fun. But anyways,
I guess for any board game or card game.
you know what game I'm actually awkwardly good at is Catan.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, I fuck people up at Catan. I am like,
what's that?
it's a strategy dice game, card game, all wrapped up in one. It is the most popular game in the world. Worldwide.
Dude, I had a marble game that I grew up playing. My great grandma actually played it, and I gotta ask my grandma what it was called. But dude, that was the funnest game I've ever played. There's 4 players. You got 4 marbles, and you use dice. You got like this board that has little holes in it all the way around. Anyways, that game, I'll find out what it is and tell you guys.
It
that
sounds familiar.
Fun, dude.
It sounds familiar. You got to get your marbles in the safe spot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's basically like Sorry, isn't it?
It's not called Sorry though. They had a name for it, but it's crazy because my great grandparents made that board.
They made it?
Yeah, they didn't buy it. They made that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they made the board and.
Are you part Amish and don't know it?
No. That's all Aaron, dude. Aaron listened to the podcast.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Cool. How?
Someone told him we were talking about him on there, and he listened to it. And
he's probably cracking up. He's like, these guys are idiots.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, everyone's had good stuff to say about me. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're like one of my best friends. I'm not gonna trash you. But yeah, you listened to it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I was like, how do you listen to it if Amish people use electricity?
He's not Amish. It's Mennonite.
Oh, Mennonite.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Sorry, Aaron.
He grew up that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he explain anything to you after he listened to the podcast? He's like, you guys got this wrong.
No.
Yeah.
No, I hung out with him all weekend. He actually helped me pack out my bowl. So
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the one you were saying was a beast?
Dude, the dude's stronger than hell.
The fact that you're saying someone kicks your ass.
He took
with a
pack this year, and I could barely pick it up.
Really?
I'm guessing. This is no joke when I say this. Like I'm being serious. I bet it weighed 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's heavy.
It's like a moose.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
And he took that thing all the way out.
Up some steep shit?
Steep shit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I keep my packs under 100 pounds. I will not. I try to keep them under 80 to 90.
I don't know how this pack held that much weight. I forget what kind of pack it was, but we were telling him, we're like, dude, you're not going to fit all that shit in there. He's like, oh, yeah, I will. I'm like, it's like physically impossible to fit that in there. The dude made it fit somehow.
Really?
And I picked it up. I'm like, dude, there's no way you're making it out of here. He did.
You should raise Axe to be Mennonite. Just raise one kid to be Mennonite.
Axel's going to be stronger than a bull moose, dude.
That kid is
he's big.
A man-child. He's going to be a threat if he sticks with football. I'd hate to not be on his
any
team.
sort of contact sport. If he just
wants it,
dude, he's going to be an animal for sure. Yeah.
How big is he now? And how old is he?
He's huge. He's 10.
He's like, what, 140?
No, he's big, dude. He's like 170.
Are you serious?
But he's starting to sprout up. He's just a
Jesus.
freaking dude. He's just a giant kid. I mean, look at my dad, though. My dad's a freaking giant human being.
Yeah, but I feel like Axe is going to be bigger than your dad.
Unless
he just
he's going to be taller.
Down.
He'll be taller.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. 170 10?
Yeah, he's working out with me now. So
really?
I got him lifting. He's going to be strong.
Jesus.
Like, I got him at a young age where, I'm not like having heavy lifting. We're just doing lightweight.
What if he becomes like a pro football player or something like that?
Well, we'll see. If the world's around that long, dude. I think we're nearing the end here, dude.
I have so much curiosity with how this election's going to go because there's like so many outside like take Elon Musk for example.
Yeah.
On Twitter. I told you about that?
You haven't, no.
So he did this who's going to win, Trump or Kamala? Who are you voting for kind of thing. And it was like 72% of people said they would vote for Trump and 28 for Kamala.
Right.
Out of 5 point something million people. I'm like, holy shit.
Right.
And that guy used to be the liberal messiah. You know,
Right.
he was going to save the world with electric cars. And then started showing his true colors, and now he's like conservatives' favorite people.
Isn't he help fund Trump, or is that?
Dude, he said he would serve under Trump.
Yeah.
He would serve on the cabinet or something like that.
Okay.
But he's really just right in the middle.
Right.
If he asks me, he's a moderate. He's not liberal or conservative. He's just right in the middle. And so
Wasn't Trump a Democrat at one time?
Pretty much his whole life.
Yeah, his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another, like, I always look for things that are obscure about. I'll give you another example, but like things that shouldn't be related, but if you look at them, like, okay, this is probably legit. So Mark Cuban, super liberal billionaire, right? He threw one up, and he had like, I think less than 1 million people vote on his Twitter, and it was like 68% Trump. I'm like, that's a liberals poll.
Yeah.
68% Trump, and then whatever left for Kamala. I'm like, dude, that's fucking nuts.
I'm just now really the last couple of years getting into politics, just because I think it's our age.
It probably
that
is.
And just our world's in the whole world's in the tank, dude.
Well,
it's crazy. Like some of the shit that's going on is just wild, man. And
I don't see how Trump loses especially after he got shot, and he has like that iconic fight thing.
that was a act of God,
fucking
dude.
nuts. Right.
That for sure.
If he wouldn't have turned his head, we wouldn't even be having this
yeah,
conversation.
those fucking guys that are like, "Oh, that was rigged." It's like, dude, come on, man.
Are you? Well, they don't. First of all, those guys are idiots.
You guys are fucking jackasses.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Come on, dude. Like, how would you even plan that? Hey, dude, shoot my ear off as soon as I begin.
At 150 yards with an AR, with I don't think it had a scope.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. That shit was wild, man.
You know how hard it is to shoot something at 150 yards without a scope?
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
Right.
And you're aiming for a head?
Yeah.
If that idiot was smart, he would have aimed for the chest, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Right.
Like,
right.
Why would you aim for the head? It's a moving target.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, thank God he did, and he missed, but it's just incredible. Like, what? I don't know. We're so far off topic of elk hunting.
I know.
I don't care.
We'll get there.
This is the podcast now, folks. I'm sorry. And if you're a liberal, I am really sorry. You might not like me anymore. But we should be able to have conversations and agree to disagree, right?
Should be able to, but most liberals are they don't want to hear your
They
side.
don't. They really don't. You know,
I've worked with a couple of them, and they will. I don't work with him anymore, but he would, come at me with his shit, and I would tell him what I thought, and the dude would just lose his fucking mind on me, and I'm like, and I'd get pissed. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Right.
Like, if you don't want to fucking hear my shit, then don't bring it up.
Right.
Like, that shit pisses me off, dude.
Exactly.
And politics at work. Keep politics out of work.
Keep it out.
Yeah.
Keep it out.
That shit.
Well, I have and she's a friend. I met her through work. She got hired. Super duper Portland liberal, like extreme.
Right.
And we were just having building a friendship through work and stuff. And obviously I want to maintain a good working relationship. And then she would ask me about hunting. She's like, "Oh my God, you hunt?" And then that's what started us down this road of like politics and stuff. And she's actually, I would say, I've had better conversations with her than I have almost anybody as far as politics. And literally, like, I try to see her perspective. She tries to see mine. And I'm like I had one conversation. I called her. I'm like, I just don't fucking. I'm like, I asked her, can I call you when I don't understand things from like a liberal perspective? Can I call you to get an idea of like what the fuck are you guys thinking? She's like, yeah, sure. So I'm like, I called her one day. I'm like, can you explain to me how chopping dicks and castrating chemically kids is a good thing?
Yeah.
And she's like, I think you're looking at it a little harsh, but she's like, I do see where you're coming from. I'm like, I just want to understand.
They're
like,
kids, dude.
I'm like, don't butter it up. Just tell me what you think, and I'm like, because I literally don't know how somebody can mentally get there. I don't understand.
It's a disease,
and
dude.
I do want to understand. And
they're fucking.
But I had somebody that was a liberal that was willing to have those conversations, and we never yelled or got upset.
Did she have an answer? Because I'm curious too.
She said that she doesn't agree with all of it, first of all, and then but she's like, there are. She totally agreed with the ideologies, but she didn't necessarily agree with all the treatments. So
they're fucking children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wait, if they want to be a fucking whatever.
It's a lot of it's projection from the parents.
It is in our schools, dude. Like
trans babies. You ever seen that?
No.
The baby was born trans because the parents decided.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
that shit.
It's all over. Yeah, I mean, we got
shit.
tampons and cat litter boxes in our bathrooms in schools now.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I don't know.
That's why hunting
almost makes me want to homeschool.
Dude, if I had kids, I'd charter school or homeschool.
Yeah.
I would interview the teachers, interview the principal, and then I'd make a decision because you're not getting it in public education. It's not cutting the cheese.
Dude, even like, okay, when we were my kids' age, I don't even know. I didn't know any of that shit. Like, what's a tranny? Like, what's a gay? What's a gay kid? Like, we didn't know that shit in grade school, and my kids know what that is. It's like, you guys shouldn't even know anything about that.
No, you shouldn't
at all.
Shouldn't
ever until maybe high school,
Absolutely
maybe
not.
or middle school, probably. I think middle school is when you start kind of getting exposed. To shit like that.
I know sounds
used to get exposed. Like when we were growing up, it was middle school
right.
when we started learning about
exactly.
Things
like 7th grade.
Yeah,
6th grade.
Yep.
But I believe people are just wired different. I believe that. Like, I grew up with a cousin who we all knew was gay. Like, from a very early age, I'm like, that guy is gay.
Yep.
And we grew up with him, and we're just like, when you gonna come out? And then he came out like, I think he was over 18.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, we've known since you were like fucking 10. Like, you're gay. And so I'm like, so when I say I believe in gay people, I'm like, I grew up with a kid who literally that is who he is. Like, that's just how he's wired. And so, but a lot of this trans stuff, I just can't get there, man. I can't do it. I think it's a social contagion.
Well, dude, like I believe social media has ruined everything, dude. Hunting, like obviously, the whole trans thing is getting pushed on people. Through social media too.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got social media except for me. I don't have it anymore.
No, you gonna get it back?
No.
You're not gonna do it.
No.
Not to post your bowl.
No. 2 months.
Can I post your bowl?
You can. Yeah, it's been 2 months since I've had Facebook or Instagram.
I feel like I'd be happier. Well, first of all, I'm hardly ever on Facebook. And
first week was hard. The first week was hard.
Was it really?
Because I really wanted to just like look at shit on there.
Yeah.
But after that, dude, I don't miss it. It's actually kind of a relief.
Because you're not on your phone all the time.
I'm not on my phone all the time, and if you just kind of realize like no one really fucking cares about you. You know what I mean? Right. Like, no one cares if I kill this or kill that.
No one cares.
No one cares at all. Yeah. And
I
mainly had it for hunting.
Mm-hmm.
But anymore, the hunting community just isn't kind of cringy, and I just don't care to see it anymore. So
I feel the same way.
It's all about getting a like or
killing this or killing that or promoting this.
And there's a lot of jealous motherfuckers out there, dude.
There's a lot of guys that are full of shit.
You know what I mean?
Too.
A lot of people full of shit, a lot of jealous people, and it's just I wasn't doing it for the wrong reasons, but when at a younger age, when I was killing bulls, I'm sure everyone goes through this and they're guilty of it, but you want to be like,
you want to be the guy.
You want to be the man.
Yeah.
So you would post the pictures and you would want the likes, it sounds so dorky.
It's endorphins.
Now.
It's endorphins.
Well, it just sounds dorky now.
Yes.
And you want to be the man, and you want to be the man known for killing elk, and just over that, dude. I was like, I'm getting rid of it. I just want to do my own thing, and no one needs to know what I'm doing. I don't care about what, my friends. Yeah, I love, to know what my friends are doing, but I don't have to have social media to know what
validate.
Like, we talk over. We talk every day, so I can get through that.
You bring up a really good point. I feel like for most hunters now that are our age or younger, and even some that are older, but I'd say our age or younger, we use social media, especially in the hunting community, as a validation.
Yeah.
We get validated when we post a good group, or we kill a bull or a buck, or we do something super awesome. We're just always looking to people who truly don't care about us. They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to do anything
to
validate you. And It's just not a healthy way to live.
No, it's like you get the pat on the back, it makes you feel good, but
It makes you feel good for 10 minutes and then it's gone.
yeah.
And then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
here I am. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I recommend getting rid of it. It's nice.
Yeah. I was Kim was telling me one of our friends went on a date, and this guy she found out was a bow hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, "Oh yeah, my friend Garrett,
Yeah.
bow hunts." He's like, "I know Garrett, like
Yeah.
apparently he asked a question about elk hunting, and I sent him some information
Yeah.
and about local spots I don't hunt anymore. You or I don't hunt anymore,
Right.
and apparently it was good information, and,
Mm-hmm.
and I was super friendly, and like that is where I get the reward. That's help. Like I've maintained this the whole fucking time. I'm here to help people, like.
Right.
And that, to me, I'm learning more about myself as I go along. Like I need to help people. Like it's just a mental thing I have. Like I have that deep-seated, desire to help people. And hearing that was like, man, that's better than any click I've ever got.
Yeah.
People saying Garrett actually did help me. So, and that was just like, I forget who it was. But yeah, I'm like, dude, that's cool. And I guarantee, like, people probably reached out to you before and said, hey, when you said this on the podcast, it, this clicked. Or have you got any of that?
I've had a few guys hit me up for information. I tell them what I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's cool. I don't mind sharing info.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you where I hunt. But
Oh yeah. No. I've had guys hit me up quite a few times for that. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I'm sorry, but there's got to be limits to.
Yeah.
But at the other side of the pendulum, are we robbing people of them figuring out them fucking selves? Like, where's falling in love with the work, the struggle, the do it and figure it out yourself? Like, that is honestly, yeah. A lot of the hunting is done before hunting season.
Yeah.
Like, you're figuring out these animals. You know what's there. You know what the herds are doing. You know where the cuts are going.
Well, I kind of, this year scouted a lot before season, and I did not see one person scouting. So there's not a lot of people putting in preseason work.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you can't shoot anything, so it's not fun.
Right.
Right.
So you do all this work, or I do all this work, Zach and I, and just kind of getting the herds down that we want to hunt, and not one person around, and then it's like opening day rolls around, and those people are just everywhere.
It's nuts.
It is.
But I sometimes I feel like, and I've had people call me out on that too. I'm like, don't you feel like you're just robbing people of the experience of learning, like themselves?
Right.
And I'm like,
well, it's part of the
you
fun
do have
too,
a
man.
point.
Like I kind of cherish the struggles, the learning process. Dude, those were. Honestly, I think I had more fun back then too. I don't know why. I did. I still have fun. I have a lot of fun still, but it was really just shit, dude. It was a lot of fun early on in my bow hunting, whatever you want to call it, bow hunting career, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a job.
Yeah, I call it a career.
You know
journey,
what I mean? Like journey. Yeah. The first handful of years was, dude, just a blast. Yeah. It's all fun, but yeah.
Some of my best memories, like we weren't seeing elk, we weren't getting into the elk. Me and my buddy were out there, and he didn't bow hunt yet, but he wanted to he wanted to see one get killed with a bow. And one of my best friends, Dustin Parker, and we'd go out there in his 2-wheel drive truck. So when we were like 17, I forget, and we 2-wheel drive truck going up like super steep gravel road. So we had to throw a bunch of firewood in the back so we could go up these roads because it kept spinning out. Like all those fun memories of like, you're a dumb kid. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Your rig can't even make it up this road because it's 2-wheel drive. It's too steep, So you got to load down firewood. I'm like, we were just like if we heard a bugle, we shit our pants. I was like, holy crap, dude, we got a bugle. Like, what do we do?
First time I ever called in the bull, man. That was, I thought it was a dude. I remember being with my cousin. I let out this cow call, and we get a freaking response. It was just like that, dude. We pulled up to this corner, and I let out a cow call down this drainage, and this bull bugles, and I look at my cousin. I'm like, oh my god, dude. And we went in after it, and that I've never had a bull do this ever since. But that bull ran up above us, got above us, and then came back down. But on its way up, when I first laid eyes on that bull coming up, I'm like, that's a guy.
Oh, no.
And my cousin Mac, he's like, no, it's not. That's an elk. I'm like, no, he's in Carhartts, dude. It's brown. He's got brown Carhartts on. He's like, it's a fucking elk, man. I'm like, pretty sure it's a guy. And it was a bull, dude.
Was it?
Yeah. I just couldn't believe, I was like, we got one to come in.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, this is awesome.
I almost miss that, I guess, that naivety. I got that newness.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when I killed my bull this year, I was like, woo, cool. But I was like, it's just the high isn't as high.
Right.
It's like more controlled. It's more like, okay, I've been here before. I've
yeah.
done this.
Like with my bull this year, we'll get into that too. But, I shot my bull and as calm as a cucumber. And Zach's like wigging out.
He's at that stage.
Got him. I'm like,
yeah, he's at that stage.
He's dead.
His desire to put blood, to draw blood and to kill stuff, like his desire is through the roof.
Yeah.
And I know that because I used to be Zach.
He's young. He's 23.
Right.
I mean, when I was 23, I didn't buy my first bow. I didn't get into bow hunting until I was 23. That's when I bought my first bow.
Interesting.
And Zach's I think he might be 24. He's either 23 or 24, but he's young.
I remember being there. Yeah, I turned 35 next month. But I remember being like, and that's just a decade ago, but I remember being Zach and like the drive and the desire to be the best hunter I knew.
Right.
Was all I knew, all I thought about, obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Zach. And it shows because he's got a lot of great success. That kid's a killer.
He is.
And
he's the up and come.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's
like the class behind us. He's one class behind us.
I wouldn't even say, dude, I think he's right there with me. Like, I mean,
really?
he hasn't killed as many
No,
bulls
like
because,
an undergrad. Like, like if we were seniors, he'd be a freshman coming up.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah. I would say, obviously he's younger, so he hasn't killed as many bulls. I've been doing it longer, but I could tell you right now, Zach could probably kill a bull every single year.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
He's the real deal.
I would be shocked if he didn't.
Yeah, no, he
puts in way too much work. And, like for my skills, it was like I felt like I was a better elk hunter than what my record showed for many years. Mm-hmm. And then finally just like it started to catch up.
Yeah.
But with Zach, I feel like he's maybe grown up elk hunting.
Yeah, no, he's been around it.
So my family didn't.
Zach's grown up around me. He's 12 years younger than me or something.
Yeah.
But he grew up. So my dad and his stepdad are like best friends. Mm-hmm. So he's grown up around me, and I always thought he was like this little shithead kid growing up. I'm like, that kid's weird. He's gonna listen to this and be like, what the fuck? But I remember him and my little brother caught crawdads one time, and Zach's out there. They're just little shits, and he's like throwing them up in the air and hitting them with like I can't remember what it was, some club or something. I'm like, this kid's gonna grow up and be a serial killer.
Wow.
No, he grew up to be an elk killer.
Yeah,
instead,
he did. But dude, he killed a great bull this year.
No, he's a good dude. He
didn't he arrow it by himself originally?
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah. Good for him, man. That's probably 280-ish.
He's a 280 bull. Yeah. That's right there.
That's such a stud, Rosie.
Yeah.
I hope he mounts it. Is he mounting it?
No,
he's not.
He's like, it's not 300. I'm not mounting it. I'm
seriously?
Like, right, yeah. He's gonna do a Euro, just not a.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
300-inch freaking Rosie, dude, is hard to come by.
It is.
I mean, a lot of guys, most guys, I'd say 90% of people don't ever kill one in their life.
No. They're
probably more than that. It's probably like 95% of people don't kill one in their lifetime.
Well, most people don't. I mean, what's your average success rate for an archery hunter? Isn't
like once every 6 or 7 years?
Yeah. So
So yeah, you kill. Let's just say.
I think
10.
that number is going up though.
I
wonder what it is now.
I know bear success rates are staying about the same. Which I thought
bear?
They would be. Yeah,
bear should be 100%, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Those things
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Like I thought with all the and the efficiency is going up a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say that because I've actually done a little bit of a study, running all the numbers. I get all every year. I call the ODFW. I get the harvest rates.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I've got pie charts I've created and everything. And the hunter efficiency about 4 or 5 years ago has actually started to creep up.
It should, because, like I said, there's so much information out there. You can
Right. Dude, we've done, how many bear episodes have we done?
Quite a few, but I'm just talking about anything on YouTube is on YouTube now.
Everything.
I mean, so hunting, I mean, all the information you need to know is out there. You just got to go apply it.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, tell me about your bull, because you did something that, okay, so shooting a 300-inch bull is extremely rare. Extremely rare in our hunting world here on the Oregon coast. Doing that back-to-back, not really heard of.
Right.
Extremely rare.
Right.
So it's a unicorn on top of a unicorn. So I guess just walk me through what changed. What happened?
Drawing that tag.
Drawing good tags.
Drawing that tag, man. There's big. I know about probably 2 to 3 bulls that are right there.
Really?
Right now that we could go kill if someone had a tag. I mean, we could go hunt them. There's just big bulls over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's part of it.
So you're putting yourself in an area with bigger bulls.
Putting myself in a Drew tag that has bigger bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just applying the same tactic in there. You know, I wish I would have started it sooner.
Me too. Because
I had all these points. And I told myself I'll never draw a tag unless it's like Winnahaw or something. Mm-hmm. But then I started like thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be in a fucking wheelchair before I draw a Winnahaw.
Right.
Or the end of the world's going to happen before I draw Winnahaw. So I'm like, let's just go over here.
Yeah.
Last year, and I went over there, and dude, it's weird going. There's not as much, not even close to being the pressure over there. Mm-hmm. So elk do elk things. Mm-hmm. Versus where we normally hunt. I mean, you still get into elk, but they're not. I will say they're not as vocal over there where we normally hunt. Over here, dude, I mean, bulls fucking bugle on their own all the time, dude. Like, it's just, it's definitely, I'm not going to lie, it's definitely easier.
I've talked to a lot of guys that hate that tag and struggle.
Well, there's not as many elk
with that tag.
There's not as many elk.
I feel like
there's less places to hunt.
Yeah, you do a lot. You have to do scouting with that tag.
You do.
You just can't say, "Hey, there's big bulls in this unit."
No, there are, but you gotta put in the work. Figure out where these bulls are. Mm-hmm. Like the bull this year. The reason I targeted this area is because I had like 4 guys tell me in the off season about this giant bull they were hunting. People that had the tag last year, and they're like, "Dude, there's a freaking 400-inch bull over here." Obviously, in my mind, I'm like, I know it's not 400 inches, but if they're saying it's 400, it's probably 300.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why we bullseyed that spot, keyed in on it, and yeah, there's big bulls in there.
Interesting.
But so I mean, I was just going kind of off of not just one guy saying it. There's a few guys that told me.
Right.
And I'm like, that's obviously there's a big bull in there then. So that's why we bullseye that spot. And I really, really wanted Zach to get that bull. I told him that was his bull. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to pass on a 280 bull though.
Yeah, I would. You'd be stupid to do that.
So he,
unless you've got 2 300-inch bulls and you're like, okay, I'm going for it.
Still, dude, I wouldn't.
If you're passing up 280s out there in the Rosie Woods, I'm like, dude, what are you here for?
Right. I was really hoping he would just got that bull. Like when he called me that day, I thought he was going to call and tell me like, yeah, dude, that freaking giant just smoked him. Mm-hmm. And it was the 280 bull. And I was like, dude, that's badass. And once he killed that bull, because I told him, I'm like, you're shooter until you tag out, and then I'll be shooter. Because I honestly, after last year, I told everyone, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, like, I'll kill whatever. I want to kill a mature bull, but I'm not going to be picky.
What's weird, dude, is like I went back and I listened to a podcast you and I did after killing our big bulls, and you and I were both saying I have no desire to kill another small bull again ever.
No, I don't want to kill a dink, but I was willing to. If I see a mature bull, I mean, I'm like, I'll kill any mature bull.
Yeah. But what I found is once season hit, I didn't care as much to fill my tag as I wanted my other friends to kill a bigger bull.
Well, that's how I was. I told Zach, I'm like, dude, you're a shooter.
Yeah.
You kill a bull. If I'm hunting with you, you're a shooter. And because in my mind, I already know I'm never going to kill a bigger bull than the bull I killed last year. I mean, it's very, very, very unlikely that I will ever top that.
Right.
And yeah, man. Once he smoked that bull, though, I was like, okay, it's on. Like,
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just interesting that you and I both kind of had the same perspective this year of like, listen, I got my big bull last year. Let's put other people first, kind of thing. Like,
well, a lot of guys even now they're like, "You gonna draw next year?" I'm like, I'm gonna try to find someone to carry me over. But honestly, I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I would love to just, I don't know, hunt with my friends and help them achieve that big bull goal, because there's big bulls around for sure. I mean,
we got guys like James, you know, like.
Well, I got 2 weeks off.
So
I'm going scouting tomorrow, so you know, or whatever you want to call it. I'm looking for bulls for my buddies.
James is on a big one. He located a big one. But he hasn't seen it yet. But he says like the rubs are They're
big. It's a mature bull for sure.
Yes, and he's
and I would love to go call that thing in for him.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Yeah. We could get it on film. I mean.
Yes.
We
almost should just, me and you go, one guy film, the other guy call.
I thought about that. And just try and get some interactions and like just show folks like, here's exactly what we did to get this bull in range.
Because a lot of guys are, you know, like or not even guys, like family members are like, we need to get you a video camera. I'm just like, dude, I never think to even video camera because if I'm shooter, I can't video. Or if I'm caller, I'm focused on calling. I don't ever, you know, a lot of guys, like, I think Zach's pulled out his phone a couple of times. Like last year, I think Zach pulled out his phone, was filming him calling when we were on Nick's Bowl. I don't think about that shit when I'm like in the heat of the moment. That's the last thing I think of.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when I had that one call in this year, Scott called me in a bull, and he'll love hearing me say that. And it was like, man, this would be so cool to get on film because I had that thing at 12 yards. You know, I was like, of course I don't have a camera on me today.
Yeah.
But
no, that would be sweet, dude. And that's what we should do. Just
I thought about trying to just go and see how many bulls we could get in range. Just see how many times we could have filled our tags this year.
Well, we should probably help our friends.
We're just calling it bulls without them. You freaking assholes.
No, I'd like to see. Well, James would be cool. My buddy Jace, I want to help him, and then one of my newer friends, Jamie, dude, that guy's badass. I want to help him too.
Yeah.
And then obviously Zach, you know, Zach's in the same boat, getting Jace and Jamie bulls. So.
And they are general season?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's still early. I mean, they have plenty of time.
Oh, dude.
And they've got
it's not
you
even
and Zach on their side.
It's not even go time yet. It is go time, but it's a little earlier this year, I think, than normal.
It could be.
But it's. I told everyone, like I told Jace, don't stress, dude. Like you got lots of time.
I think. Because it seems like every year I notice that everybody's like, oh, the rain, the cold weather is going to make it hot. I'm like, I notice a lull like this for the next 4, 5, 6 days. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lull, and then it'll pick up about the 14th.
I've never done worth a shit in the rain.
It's supposed to rain tonight, tomorrow, and then usually for me it's dead after a couple days.
A couple days after the rain, and then it's like,
and then boom. So I'm saying like Sunday or Monday should be the day to. Yeah. That's just my golden, little crystal ball. I could be completely wrong, and they could be cranking Thursday,
Right. Yeah.
But like, if I was going to like take time off, I'd be like this Sunday, which is like what, the 14th, 13th? Yeah. No, it'd be like the 14th. So, yeah,
it's right there.
It's right there.
15th,
dude.
16th, right there.
Right after this rain, it should be phenomenal.
Yes. Yep.
So, we'll see. But so yeah, back to your story. So you were scouting. How much did you scout?
Oh, man, we scouted. We started hanging cameras in places right when the bull started to grow. So, we had cameras up right after spring bear season. Started throwing up cams.
That's early.
Yeah. So, did
you see any of the bulls that you got on cam in the velvet during season yet?
Yeah. I think I told you. We've actually had a bull on camera in one spot show up on my other camera, and it's like 15 miles away.
15 miles.
Close.
These are rosies.
Between 10 and 15 miles. That's as a crow flies.
Right.
So
with the 20 miles
terrain, I mean, that's, dude, I don't know, man. That is a lot further than I thought they went.
Right.
But
I've been we've. It's funny because now I'm telling James like anytime you get a trail cam picture of a good bull, I'm like that bull's fucked because.
Well, yeah, like we've talked about it. You guys, that's a different. But what I'm getting at here, you can explain that after this.
Yeah.
But from what I've learned this year, if you get a bull early season, kiss your ass goodbye. You're not. You got to get on a bull with cows.
Right.
If that bull's by itself, dude, you're not going to find that bull.
Very rare.
You might be able to. I mean, maybe that bull's, different from other bulls. But, dude, that bull this year traveled that far. That's so far, man. Like, a bull could if you find some cows that you're going to, target, a bull can funnel in from anywhere, in my opinion. I mean.
Well, think about it. You're hunting an area from here to past Sutherland.
Yeah.
That's so much area.
Yes. Yeah, dude. That
That's
bull
a lot.
traveled.
That's like here to Winston.
Yeah.
That's a long
in the woods.
ways. In the woods.
Yeah.
With more mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane. Like,
and it brings me back to that Cameron Haynes bull off the Powers Ranch, dude. That bull, they said they never had never seen it. Now that makes sense, dude. Like,
he probably traveled 15
probably
miles.
traveled from a long ass ways away.
Yeah. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Because they don't have
and
to
the
travel
bull,
that far.
the bull that I was targeting last year, my buddies, they drew tags too, and they're after that bull. He hasn't showed up yet. So either A, he got killed in rifle season.
I feel like you'd know if he got killed, though.
You think he would, or poached or whatever, but he's not around. It's like, did he find other cows this year?
Maybe he went the other way.
Did he go somewhere else?
Right.
I mean, who knows? He hasn't showed up yet, though. And I've been talking to them almost every day, and every night. My one buddy punched his tags, I think, second day of season, but his dad's got the tag too, and they're killers, but they're waiting. There's a couple bulls, like they're targeting 2 bulls, and they can't find either of them yet. But
it's such a risk to have that tag and to target a specific bull prior to like knowing where he's at during season.
Yeah, is your dog dreaming?
Yeah, they like to dream a lot. I feel like it's a really big risk, but it's also a really bad assumption because it might not work out 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Like maybe that bull is a repeat offender where he comes back to the same herd, same spot,
we
same
did
drainage.
it 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So the year before last year and last year, I guess he showed up, and then this year,
where's he at?
Yeah, he's just ghosting
everyone.
Maybe he's at that big bull stage where he's just picking off a cow or 2 at a time, and you're not seeing him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he hasn't hit any cameras or anything. They haven't got any visuals or
could have died.
We don't even know anyone that's seen him. Like, so, dude, I don't know. It's hard to say. Only time will tell.
It just seems like prior knowledge, and the more I learn, the more I realize like it's wrong. But prior knowledge is like if you have a bull, I'm like, I'll see you next year. I'm like, that's not true, and that is a giant assumption. Some bulls, yes, but the majority I have found are like, see you, maybe never.
Well, it's like big bucks, dude. I've never seen a big buck twice. I mean, maybe occasionally, but for the most part, you see one big buck, you're never seeing that buck again, dude.
It's tough. So
with the naked eye, I mean, maybe a trail cam or something,
right.
But like, dude, no.
Yeah, I think these. I know after because we've started really diving into like I don't know the biology or the science behind these big bulls a couple years ago, and the more trail cams we have, the more information we gather, the more we realize that everything that I have learned, 90% of it's bullshit.
Well, yeah, a lot of the old timers. I'm not trying to talk down to the old timers, but they had these theories, but they didn't have technology like we have now. So it's like we are learning. It's just like with anything, dude. Like, the old timers with anything, they have this information based off of probably just experiences that are. I think it's all just assumption,
right?
But now we have the technology where we're like we know.
Right.
Like trail cam, they didn't have trail cams back then, but all the trail cams were running. I mean, it's kind of proof,
Second year in a row, I've had a guy send me a video of my bull in velvet. Second year in a row.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he was a mile and a half away from where that gentleman, Billy, got him on camera.
Yep.
And then it's just like, okay, so that bull was fairly local.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just pretty close to where he was. And then, but I'm like, so that bull, yeah, you could say that's a fairly local. A mile and a half, still a long ways in the woods, but that's still a pretty local bull from where you velvet to where he was with cows. But like I said, some of these bulls are going 3 miles, some of them are going 15.
The old timers always told, or what I've heard from the old timers, always said big bulls, you don't see them ever because they're holding tight to a small area. I'm starting to think you don't see these bulls because they fucking travel
way
miles,
more. Yeah.
And that's why you don't see them because you see
you're
them
not
here,
looking way over there.
you see them here, and now they're 10 miles that way. That's why you're not seeing them. It's not because they're just staying in 100% that little spot, staying hidden.
Yeah. Well, there's that one bull. There's 2 bulls that we heard about over where over towards the corner.
Yeah.
And that one bull we kept hearing 15 miles, 13 miles is what he was traveling. I'm like, I don't know, man. But now it's like for sure, they.
Oh, dude, yeah, I got trail cam proof that that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, who knows? I might be wrong. There might be big bulls that hold tight, but from what I'm seeing, it's complete. Like I said,
don't think it's a general
opposite.
rule of. I don't think it's. I think it's unique to the bull, and I don't think it's a general rule of thumb.
Right.
And I think the general rule of thumb is they fucking travel.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't like to travel. It's just they just hang tight.
Right.
I think we got it flip flopped.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, the more cameras we run, the more transparent people are with. Hey, where's that picture taken?
Yeah.
Here's where my camera was. Where did you kill that bull as far as distance wise? Don't tell me where. Just give me like a straight line distance. And people have been, like Brady was willing to share me, 3 miles or whatever it may be. And I'm like, okay, so that is exactly what another bull that we know we were trying to kill. Mm-hmm. He was about 3 miles. So I'm like, why did those bulls go to the same spot? That's another curious
and like
thing.
this year, the herd that I was told this big bull will end up preseason. No, dude, 0 bulls on camera.
Really?
0. And then once the rut kicked in, I think there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 bulls that funneled in there. Don't know where they came except for one. One came from 15 miles away.
Right. So
it's like, dude, I don't know where any of those other bulls came from.
That's nuts.
Nuts.
So walk me through on the day that you killed your bull. Did you know he was in there?
We did.
How did you know?
Well, I had a camera.
Cell cam or a picture?
I did have a cell cam the day before. Send me a picture. I was going to pick up my.
Did you really?
I was going to pick up my. It's kind of cheating in my opinion.
I agree. But I agree because I did the same thing.
Yeah. So I was going to pick up my bull on the coast, and I had a picture sent to my phone, and I'm like, that bull's in there.
I know, and you didn't go after him.
I didn't. I was like, I'm already committed to going to pick up my bull. Yeah. So I got on the phone with Zach. I'm like, hey, bro, like that bull's in there. We got to kill him tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went in the next day. We waited for him to bed. I mean, our strategy is wait for him to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So
what time was it when you bedded?
We went in there probably 11.
11 a.m. was a midday.
It was a midday hunt.
Okay.
So, we got him later on though. After I talked to you, because we backed out and then went back in. But
don't brush over that. So you went in there to kill him at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
in the middle of the day because he was going to be bedded with cows.
Yes.
And then why didn't you make that play?
I think they're still feeding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you just didn't feel like it wasn't like they weren't ready yet?
Dude, yeah, because in my experience, if they're up feeding, and you bugle at them or whatever, that bull is normally almost always rounds up his cows and pushes them off. So it sounds like they're feeding still, milling around.
You could hear them popping around.
Yeah, calling, and it just you could hear them moving around. So they're obviously still up on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a lot of cows, but I don't know, dude. Like after hunting these things for 12 years, almost every herd bull you bugle at, if they're feeding, he just pushes his cows away.
Yeah.
And then you have to chase them, and it's fucking a lot easier if you just wait for them to bed.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't even remember what time I called you.
I feel like it was 1 o'clock.
Was it?
1 or 2.
Well, it's not too long after I called you because we were heading up to hunt.
Yeah, I feel like it was 1 or 2 o'clock when you called me.
And we ended up going in there, and we had to come from underneath. Once we knew they were bedded, we come up from underneath. The wind was kind of sucking down to our. If you're going, side hill upwards is kind of pushing to our left, right? So we came up underneath, and we got him to hit us with a bugle. I think it took Zach a couple, locates, and he finally responded.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there, and Zach called quite a bit. I don't know, probably for 10, 15 minutes off and on, raking brush, calling. And we never did hear that bull again. And I was like, man, we got to get up with him. He's not going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to get on his level. So we moved up to where we thought we were on his level. Zach hit him with a bugle. Nothing. Crickets. I'm like, shit, dude. Maybe they were still feeding or something. And
Mm-hmm.
he pushed his cows off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, look, we need to get up above them. So we ended up pushing up on this top of the ridge. And it kind of goes out to a point, and you can overlook, like, this big bench. Like, and I'm like, he's got to be on this bench down here. And Zach, lets out a bugle, and he hits this, like, immediately. And I'm like, dude, there he is. And then, so we're up on this, point. You got the bench below us. The wind's kind of like going, it's like I said, it's sucking down. Now it's going to our right because we're up on top, right? So it's sucking down to the right. So we are going to side hill it down. That way, something weird happens with the wind. Once we get down there, we can
Adjust.
Yeah, adjust. So, sorry, I had to burp. So we end up pushing down, and this bull's like meeting us, right?
Mm-hmm. He's coming in.
People can't see this. I'm showing Garrett with my hands, but I'm like we're skirting along, and cows are talking, calves are talking, he's glunking, he's bugling. I mean, it sounds like a rut fest.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking awesome. And we're almost to the bench, and the bull's like, we're on a collision course, but it sound like a calf and a cow are mewing back and forth to us, because they're responding to Zach's bugle. And I'm like, and a couple of times I'm like, dude, they are so close to us. They're going to freaking come around the corner, and they're going to see
Blow
us.
out.
I'm like, we need to chill out for a second and push down in here. Don't call for a little bit, or else those cows are going to fuck up our hunt. So we kept quiet on the calls and pushed down to where we had a nice shooting lane, like, I say nice, it's only, 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, this is where it's got to happen, like, just so much freaking shit in there. I'm like, set up behind me. So I had him kind of off to my right down the hill a little bit, not far, 20, maybe 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And told him that, I'm like, all right, dude, we're good. Call, like, let's get him. And
Now you're on the same level as the
same
bull.
level as the bull.
And
He
that's
might have
important.
slightly been maybe. I mean, if he's any higher, I mean, he's like 15 feet higher than us. I
Okay.
mean, we're basically same level.
And how far from him are you?
I'm guessing he was probably 40, 50,
That's
60
it.
yards.
Close.
And
Okay. So you're inside that magic 80
Yeah,
to
we're
100
there.
yards. Yeah.
and Zach's calling, and that bull quit bugling, but you could hear him raking. He's pissed. And it took a little bit, like I said, maybe 10, 15 minutes to call in, and finally that bull committed. I could hear him coming in. I'm like, dude, it's go time.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks into the shooting lane. I arranged it, where he was going to pop out well before he showed up. But as soon, and I have, my arrow knocked. I'm got my release on. As soon as I saw the brush starting to move, I draw back, and he comes out into that shooting lane, and he looks right at Zach, where Zach is back here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm back there with Zach, I would have been screwed. There's no
Right.
shot. But it allowed me, it's nice having a caller. Normally I call them in by myself. There's been a couple buddies help me call them bulls, but so nice. It's almost bittersweet because I like doing it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that last night.
Yeah.
It's like I like getting it done on my own.
Right.
But I know I could have killed this bull on my own. But it's also nice having a caller because I'm not focused on all this shit. I'm able to just focus on the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, like last year, not to really rewind, but last year I made a terrible shot because I was doing all the, call in the bull, then range it,
Right.
adjust your freaking dial, draw back, and try to get a shot off before that bull sees you and runs away.
Right.
So now, with him, I'm set up. I'm already drawn back as that bull walks into the shooting lane, 12 yards, and fucking just
12.
waylaid him. Frontal. And as soon as that arrow hits, dude, blood just sprays. I've never had that happen before. Dude, it just gushed. And he freaking runs down, crashes. Zach's still calling. I don't think he had any idea I shot. And the bull runs down, I can hear him coughing. I'm like, dude, yeah, he's fucking dead, And I'm like yelling for Zach. I'm like, Zach. And Zach, comes running over. His eyes are like saucers, dude. He's like, you get him? I'm like, dude, I got him. He's dead. And dude, Zach's like losing his fucking mind. Are you fucking serious? I'm like, dude, yeah, he's toast.
That's awesome.
And I don't know, man. It was cool. And I'm like, let's give him a little bit of time. I'm like almost 100% sure he's dead because I heard him coughing. And that's, I knew he was dead. But I'm like, you still
give him time.
We sat there for a little bit and made a phone call to Aaron, and I'm like, hey, dude, you want to come help pack meat? And he's like, yeah, where do you want to meet? And I told him, I'm like, just meet me here, and we'll get a couple other guys because it's going to be shitty. Mm-hmm. And went down with, went up to where I shot, and instantly just blood all over the ground. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that thing's toast. And all the way, pretty solid blood trail all the way to him, probably 60 yards downhill. That's how far he ran.
Pretty quick.
And I told you, I don't know if it was the way the hide was stretched or whatever, and I did not shoot a mechanical head, but it's a 3-blade. I was an Exodus head, and I was able.
Love that head.
I didn't do it, but if I wanted to, I could put my hand in that entry hole, dude. I could just, if I wanted to, I could shove it in. It's nuts. Fucking crazy, dude. It was like 6 inches. Is that 6 inches?
That's what I tell Kim.
Exactly. That's awesome. Shit.
But that's awesome. So you get up to them, and then was the herd still there? Or did they tear off?
No, they're gone. They checked the fuck out.
Really? Yeah. Was there any other bulls bugling?
Earlier in the day, but when we were before we moved in on him, there was one satellite bull, and I think that's why that bull was bugling so much on his own earlier in the day. So
interesting.
Yeah,
or there's a hot cow.
Or a hot cow. Yeah. Well, I think there's a hot cow. There's a bull's, the other satellite bull. He's there for some reason.
Exactly. So yeah. Well, it just seems like when they're fired up, like everything's talking.
Yeah.
Everything's talking. It just seems like when there's a hot cow, everybody knows it in the herd. Everybody's like, oh my God, Nancy's in heat. I don't know what it is, but they're chatterboxes.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we went and got Aaron, my buddy Jamie, and one of Zach's buddies, and
so you had like 5 or 6 guys.
We had 5 guys, 5 grown men, and I made a trip out with a hindquarter first.
How far of a pack?
Fuck, dude, I don't know. I didn't do anything on the Onyx. It was a ways. 500 yards maybe.
Oh, really?
Of steep terrain.
Oof, that's a lot. That's 1,500 feet, so that's, quarter.
That's a guess, but roughly, probably. It's a ways. And then, the hindquarter wasn't bad. Made it back up on, to get the head and shit. Mm-hmm. And I put that on, and my legs fucking gave out on me this year, dude. I could not make it back.
That's nuts.
Luckily, Zach came back to find me in the dark. And I was like,
see, what time did you pull the trigger on that bull?
I can't, dude. I honestly don't remember the exact time. It was not long after I talked to you on the phone. It was probably in like the 3 afternoon. Yeah, it was afternoon. It was afternoon.
3 or 3:30 you killed him.
Interesting. Afternoon, and I can't remember what time it gets dark now. 8:30.
It's dark at 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, I'd say like 8:15.
We ended up getting back to the truck around 11.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Is
Wow.
11. Yeah, but that last 100 yards, dude, like Zach finds me probably, I don't know, probably 300 yards away from the truck, and I packed it another 200 yards, but there's nothing to sit on, dude. So when I'm taking a rest, I'm like leaning forward, trying to get the weight up off my, up high, and my legs are just shaking. And they finally fucking buckled, dude. And I just laid there like on my side.
That's nuts.
I'm like piled up, and I can't like I can't move because the horns and shit. I'm like, dude, I'm done.
Leave me down here.
And Zach's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't fucking make it, man. I'm like, you got it. I'm like, please, dude, please just take this. I'm either getting old or I don't know, dude. Either that or I'm just a puss. But I'm like, I can't make it. I'm like, this last 100 yards, I really would like for you to take it. So he did.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did that last year. I pushed it too hard.
If I did one trip, I'd be fine. But it was 2 trips.
Fuck.
You know, and well, technically 3 because after killing the bull, you have to get out too. So it's like 3 trips, and I was just like, dude, I'm either getting old or.
Just think of how many calories you burn though. Like,
a lot, dude. I'm already, dude. Let's say so before season, I weighed 212.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm fat at all, but I was starting to get a little winter coat going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can actually see my abs poking out again.
Good.
Yeah. So
well, you were working out all year though too.
Oh, I've been kind of bulking almost.
Yeah.
You know, like lifting but not dieting.
Right.
So I'm. You know, I think I was probably the biggest I've been in a long time.
Really.
But now with just all the cardio every day, dude, it's like I'm in a calorie deficit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, dude, I'm burning so many calories, and I'm not eating near enough calories.
Right.
You know, during we're only how a week and a half into season.
Yeah, today's the 10th.
But dude, it's like cardio every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And being in a calorie deficit, dude, you can cut weight quick.
Oh,
man.
for sure. I
weighed 202 this morning. I lost
really?
10 pounds.
I looked in the mirror the other day and I'm like, my abs are really starting to break through, and I'm like, I wonder how much weight I've lost this year.
That's why I'm like, dude, I just got to keep helping buddies so I can like, you know,
I've done more walking this year than I have in a lot of years.
Yeah.
Like I was covering some ground this year.
Yeah. But we another thing, we killed bulls on the same day again.
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you guys killed a 280 and a 3. We measured your bull at what, 312, 311?
311.
And it's just nuts.
Which
is funny because my bull scored 311 last year.
He's a great bull. He's just all beams.
Yeah.
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 All beams and
he's got some good. Yeah, he's got some good daggers on him too.
Really short fronts, short seconds, decent thirds.
Good mass on the back end too, though. It's a really unique, very wonky bull. Like the antlers don't line up.
No, I don't.
Like one of the pedestals must be like off center or something.
Something's going on because one kicks back.
One of them goes up, and one of them goes back. It's like 2 different bulls.
It is. And, you know, a lot of guys are like, that's a 320 bull. And I'm like, dude, he doesn't got – I know because I have a 330 bull on the wall. I'm like, that bull's got everything.
When I was handling him, I'm like 315, 317. That's what I'm giving him. And then I was 6 inches over.
Yeah.
You know, which that's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's a really hard bull to judge.
He is. You know,
so,
he's a great bull, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's awesome. He's cool. He's got character. I don't know if he's young or old, or he's got small bases, but then his freaking ivory teeth are just.
I think it's a younger bull.
He could be. I have no idea. There's no other broadheads accounted for in him, like from previous people shooting him or something.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because a lot of the older bulls do
have wounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did have a big scar, but it looked like he was gored.
Oh.
Like in the armpit.
Really?
He had like I don't know. Dude, it was actually really long. Like,
just an old scar?
Yeah. Yeah, it's older. It looked like it was just a big scar from probably another bull goring him.
Damn.
Right in his armpit.
I'd like to see that bull.
Yeah. No shit, dude. Well, he probably happened when he was a baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Old ragger.
Could be. Yeah. Yeah. So our stories are really similar because I got my bull on camera that like.
Yeah, you got yours. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
How long do you think before they make those illegal? Because, dude, it is totally cheating.
It's cheating. I would not have killed that bull if it wasn't for a cell cam.
That
day.
I think I would have killed this bull because that's the area I bullseyed, but it totally told me when he was in a spot where I could hunt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in the country I'm hunting, it is checkerboarded. Right. So it's like these cows do their loop, and it's like when my camera's,
you got to catch him on that certain plot.
Yeah, when he's there, and it's like, okay, like we know he's there, let's go after him. Those cameras are, yeah, they are cheating in my opinion.
I agree.
They help you.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, our grandpas didn't have that shit, you know, like
no.
or even our dad's growing up didn't have anything.
I think
like
we've
that.
got 3 or 4 cell cams and another 10 cams out there right now that aren't cell cams. Maybe more, probably more. I bought 2 more cams right before season. You know, I'm just throwing them up everywhere now. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if between all of us we have 20-something cams, but because James has a ton of cams too,
right?
And Scott's got quite a few cams. But straight up, dude, I would not have killed the bull I killed the day I killed him.
Right.
I very well could have killed him later in the season. I'm not saying I wouldn't have killed him, but the day that I killed him was 100%. It was 99% trail cam, 1% Garrett. I mean, it was like I knew he was there, and I knew what the elk like to do in that spot. We all do. And so I checked where they could have gone, and if they weren't there, I knew that they were going back to their bedding area without feeding out into the unit.
Right.
And basically, yeah, walked literally right into the herd and shot him.
Right.
In the road.
Yeah.
Again. I don't know what it is about me and road, but I might be a pretty good road hunter, I guess. I don't know if you count that as road hunting, but walking roads or honking it. Well, we killed mine.
Road hunting, driving around the road.
Yeah, we're not road hunting, but
right.
I don't know if that's sad or good or bad or funny, but yeah, I really don't mind shooting them in the road. It's nice.
I wish they would lock those gates up and you had to hike in. That'd be so awesome, man.
Dude. That'd be such a shit pack, though.
It would be crap, but, dude, man, your quality of bull would just be badass in there.
Right.
You'd have some hogs running around.
Oh, for sure.
Like when they first opened the gates and started doing the permit thing, dude, there's big bulls everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah, so basically I walked right into the herd. It was such thick reprod that you couldn't even see 5 yards. I mean, it was thick enough reprod where you literally couldn't realistically hunt it. I mean, it was too thick. You know exactly the reprod.
Yeah.
And I heard cows breaking like 10 to 15 yards to my right off the road. Again, I'm in the middle of the road. And I can't see them. They can't see me because it's so thick. And then I'm like, oh, crap, I missed them. You know, they beat me to their bedding area. And then I heard popping to my left. I'm like, oh, shit. So I knocked an arrow. And then I tried covering a little bit more ground because he was farther down the road. So I'm like just trying to cut distance at this time. I got my rangefinder out. And and I heard popping, and I didn't have time to range him. So I threw my rangefinder down, and I drew back, and I'm like, 30. He's not. I'm like, I know he's not 30, and I know he's not probably 45, so I'm going to say 37. And I aimed a little high with my 35, like a couple inches high. And I think he was literally right where I was aiming. I mean, I hit him about 2 inches higher than what I normally aim for, and pinwheeled him. I mean, it hit right behind the pin, so I'm guessing he was 37. He was dead inside of 10 seconds easy.
You get a pass through.
Oh, yeah. And then I found my arrow immediately right on the side of the road, propped up on a madrone. I was like, nice. And then I didn't really pay attention to the blood because I'm like, I didn't know where. I thought I hit him low because I thought he was 45 after I paced it off. But I also didn't do a good job of like marking where I shot from. So I was kind of guessing. And you know, like I throw my hat down and I'll like, this is where I shot from. But I started like walking down the road like 5 or 6 steps, and I'm like, no, throw your hat down, mark where you, because I always do that, mark where you shot from. I'm like, shit, how many steps did I just take, you know? So I marked where I thought I did, and then I paced it off, and I put my bugle in the road so I could range my bugle, and it was 43, 44, and I was like, fuck, I probably just like brisket shot that bull, you know, or heart shot him.
So you actually never ranged the bull?
I never ranged him. Yeah.
I've never done that.
That's the second time I've ever shot an animal without ranging. Or no. Yeah, there was the second time I've killed a bull without ranging.
I did kill a bull, the one that James helped me kill.
Yeah,
with Penny. That bull I actually guessed the range.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How far was it?
He was 33 yards. I shot for 30.
Okay, yeah, so right there.
Yeah.
I feel like
I hard shot that bull.
Did you?
I did hit a little low.
See, anytime I judge, I seem to underjudge the yardage.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he was 37, and I actually got it right. But it was a higher lung, not high lung, but it was higher lung.
Mm-hmm.
But it came out perfectly on the opposite side, middle of the body. So he, like I said, he made it not even 20 yards off the road and died. I mean, before I even had a chance to knock another arrow or anything, he was already crashed. I heard him crash. I'm like, I think that was hurting him crash, but I'm like, I wasn't, again, like a last year's ball, I'm not confident where I hit him. I know I hit him.
Right.
And I know where the pin was. So if the yardage was good, it was good. And so I go out and I start making a few phone calls. And I'm trying to think, like, who am I getting the least inconvenience on this pack? And so did I talk to you? No, I called.
No, we talked.
Yeah.
But
is that when those cows were out my window? I'm like, there's cows over
you
here.
just said bull down.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, an hour or so before I killed mine.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
So I went out and I was talking to my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know we might have to get you up here. It's more of a bullshit session. I don't really need your help, but it's nice to have somebody else, hold a quarter as you're taking care of it. And as I'm talking, I hear cow sounds out my window. I'm like, I look over. I'm like, that sounds like elk. And there's a whole herd coming down right over this ridge right next to my ring. I'm like, no way. And then here comes this bull that we've been watching, it's a nice 4-point.
Oh, okay. I was like, that would have sucked. Here comes Mr. 300.
A good 4-point. Like, about the size of my bull 4-point.
Yeah.
Like, and mine's barely a 5, right? And then I'm like, damn, that's such a good 4-point. And then I'm like, that's not normal for them to do that at 8:30 in the morning.
Right.
So I called my buddy Zach, who's been hunting up there chasing that herd, and he answers the phone. He's like, hello. I was like, are you hunting right now? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you on a 4-point? He's like, yeah. I'm like, he just went over the ridge on you. And he's like, fuck. So, I know right where he's going if you want to go after him. I'm like, but I got a bull down if you guys are willing to help pack. He's like, dude, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. So he just drove around the mountain and met me, and then
nice.
it's funny because so we parked and we walked a little ways to where down the road because I still playing it safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, here's where I shot from. I'm like, I want you guys to stay here, and I'm gonna creep down here and just make sure everything's good and the bull's dead. And I'd like to go find him and trail him a little bit with just one person. And I was walking down the road, and I'm like, where did he go into? And I look over and I see Hyde. I'm like, there he is. And they're like, what? I'm like, he's right there, dude. Like, easiest pack ever. And I've been saying that like 6 or 7 years in a row. Easiest pack ever.
I've never been on a hard pack on your bulls.
I know. Neither have I.
They're
neither
awesome.
have I. They're all easy packs.
They're my favorite.
So I called my mom and my stepdad. I'm like, I don't need your help. You want to come share this moment? And they're like, sure. So my mom went to the store, grabbed a bunch of juice for everybody, like total mom moment. And actually got a picture with her and my stepdad. And,
right on.
It was actually pretty cool. And then Zach and Nick, shout out to those guys. They were on bulls and left those bulls to come help me quarter out this elk.
You owe them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told them, like, anything farther than 20 yards, you guys fuck off. But I will help you pack.
Right.
But no, they're like, yeah, that's cool. But so yeah, I mean, what day was that we tagged our bulls?
September.
Was it the 7th?
7th, yeah.
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 Yeah. I was with the amount of traffic and I'm glassing over a shit ton early season because, like I said, it was the worst I'd ever seen it for traffic. We weren't seeing – 2 of our target bulls were killed. So James had a trail cam pick of 2 bulls that we've been watching for a couple of years. Nice bulls.
Yeah.
Not huge, but good bulls. One that I wanted to kill. It was actually smaller than the bigger one, but had a little bit of history with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 5-point. And so long story short, a buddy of ours, Brady, killed the bigger one. And then the one I wanted got killed like both first week. I'm like, both of our target bulls are dead.
Brady's bull's pretty nice. I saw it in the cooler.
It's a great bull. Yeah. That guy's a killer.
Brady is, yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
And then and so those bulls went I I believe 3 miles from where trail cams were, and the bull that I killed was a mile and a half from where Billy sent me a video of him in old growth.
That's funny because he sent me that video, and I called it downstairs yesterday. I'm like, I think I know what bull. And I'm trying to find that picture. I think I know what bull this is. This guy sent me a video of it, and you're like, this video? I'm like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah, he sent me. He was like, "Is this your bull?" I'm like, "That's 100% my bull," because it's got some unique, really stubby thirds. You know, and a devil tine on his. I mean, it's a really easy bull to identify. And I'm like, fuck, yeah. I'm like, you don't have to tell me where that was taken, but like, would you mind sending me the spot of your trail cam? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. You know,
down there where my trail cam is.
It's a giant shithole. But yeah, I'm like, dude, what are you doing putting cameras down there? He's like, they're not going to get stolen. I'm like, you got that right. No one's going down there.
He found ours.
He did.
It's actually Zach's cam, but it's our wallow that we dug a wallow out.
Yeah. I didn't put one on there this year.
A handful of years ago, and that wallow gets hit every year, usually by a really nice bull too.
Really?
Well, we had a nice, I don't know, that big 6-point hit it that one year, the one that Caleb and James was hunting. And the year after, the big 5, the one that I'm assuming Shelby had a chance at, he hit it. And then this year, who knows what's going to hit it?
Yeah, who knows? We should throw a camera on there. I got one more camera. It's not that bad of a walk.
It's not terrible. I don't
steep.
know if I'd like packing a bull out of there.
Fuck that, dude. You literally have to have a rope.
It's picture perfect, like old growth ferns. It looks like
Jurassic Park,
but it's like it's like heaven down there. But packing a bull out of there would be hell,
right? So me, James, and Scott were all trying to get our best. They were trying to get their best bulls this year, and I'm just trying to shoot a particular bull. And after all the traffic and just the hot 100-degree temps. Our target bulls getting killed. We weren't seeing big bulls in general. We haven't seen a bull over 220 yet this year. Like
the big ones that come, dude. It's still early.
It's still early.
It's still early. The big bulls are going to start coming out of the woodwork.
But usually you'd still see a big bull by now, at least with a herd or something. And we haven't seen shit for a mature bull. And so I'm like, maybe this isn't the year to pass, because I already passed basically 2 5s, and then didn't pursue them like I should have. I could have killed one of them, but
I'm a firm believer in those bulls in there. The big bulls are ghosts, dude, because I've killed a couple really nice bulls out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen those bulls ever.
Where do they come from?
Exactly.
They could be 15 miles away.
And they're usually in some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm killing them one was at 10 yards, the other one was at 25 yards.
Right.
Yeah, and then Penny's was 20 yards or something. I can't remember, 30 yards or whatever it might be. But all those bulls, all big bulls, never seen them before, don't know where they came from. And they're up close and personal when you shoot them. So those big bulls can go unseen. It's crazy how such a big animal can go under the radar for so many years.
It's nuts. Well, Scott called me in a bull, super timid bull, and I didn't think he was a big bull before he came in because he had pretty like soft, easy chuckles, and then I saw him like how big, and then at 12 yards I'm like, oh, he's a dink, But at that point, like I told Scott, I'm like, I want an intense call-in. I want that close personal bugle, like you got.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that in like 4 years, and so I would have shot that dink 5, but all I could see, it was so thick. All I could see was his head and antlers. That's it. So I was like, man, like the one I passed up early in the season was bigger than the one I killed.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I don't think this is a good year to pass up bulls where we're hunting.
Right. No, what do you think about that? You think some big bulls can go unseen for years? I mean, I'm sure they stumble up on people here and there, but not everyone's seeing them.
For years?
Yeah.
I don't know about years. I think it's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
But I think it would be pretty rare if they went years without being seen. Unless you're talking like where your bull came from or over.
Well, I'm sure they're seen by some people, but not everyone's seeing those bulls.
Oh, yeah. No, I guarantee you there's bulls that we don't know about.
Oh, dude, I promise you.
I just got wind of a bull that is a giant right where we're hunting, and I've never seen him.
Right.
Ever. And I've also never seen the rhino bull that James talks about. I think you and James have seen him.
I have never seen them in person. I've only seen them on my trail cams.
Yeah. I've never seen the trail cam pic.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if he's huge. I mean, he could be now, but back when I had him
I'm telling you right now, James and I, the day before season, we're setting up a trail cam.
Yeah.
We spooked a giant with cows.
Well, he's where he's at, he's definitely got potential. He's got the genetics that he could be a freak.
Right.
But when I had him on cam, I think he was a younger, up-and-coming bull. He's probably
this bull
220 to 240.
I've never heard a Rosie hit as many branches with horns in my life. Like this thing
you could hear him running off.
You could hear him run off, and it was like every branch he was hitting. It was like, Jesus Christ, like, what are you carrying, dude? Because I've never heard that ever in my life.
Right.
It sounded like he was probably bigger than my bull. Like, it just sounded like he was either really, really wide and just hit everything, and it wasn't like the tone of when he was hitting branches was like thick, like you're just hitting two tree trunks together kind of thing.
That particular spot is where Brady has seen the biggest bull he's ever seen.
Yeah, so. It could be the same bull.
Yeah,
I know that we goofed up when we kicked that bull out of there. Like, we haven't seen him since. No signs since.
He'll be around, I'm sure.
We just need to leave a camera in that spot year round because it happens every year. There's a bull the week before season using that.
I think they cross over the main line there and they go down into that
crap hole down there.
We were bugling in there a couple of years ago when I was with you.
Yeah,
that shit.
Yeah,
but
I bugled into that this year, and the landowners changed.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, they sold it, and then also it's gated and everything now in there.
Oh,
so it's like
off limits or
off limits? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a giant no-go area in there now.
Weird.
Yeah, because I guarantee you, like, there's bulls in there right now.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's perfect.
That's elk heaven.
That's one of my favorite bugling spots.
It is.
So I got a camera right in there too. I wonder maybe I should go check that today. But all right, well. Appreciate you guys for listening. Sorry it's been so long, but again, I'm not going to upload unless I got something new or exciting or interesting to talk about. And Brad killing back-to-back 300-inch Rosie bulls is pretty freaking awesome and interesting. So I appreciate you for coming on. As always, we might have to do another one once we get the whole crew back together.
Exactly.
I know Bubba's over in Eastern Oregon, and
they're hunting over there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bubba's and his buddy are hunting Eastern Oregon. They've got into some bulls.
Nice.
They need to learn how to shoot apparently, but but I don't know. I haven't talked to Bubba, so I got to find out what's going on. But yeah,
Caleb's up in Alaska working.
Caleb's up in Alaska.
He's missing season.
Yeah, becoming rich apparently. I don't know.
Oh, dude, they're making bank.
Yeah,
my little brothers work up there with them.
Oh, really?
Dude, they're just rolling in the Benjamins.
Nuts. So and then James and Scott Scott's holding out for a big one because he doesn't care if he fills his tag.
Yeah.
His kid's got a cow tag, so they're going to get meat.
How old's this kid?
I believe he's 12.
Right on.
Yeah. It's a local cow tag.
Cool.
And then deer season's coming up. What are you doing for deer season?
Well, I'm archery hunting. I don't even have my tag. I have to go buy it pay the late fee and buy it.
You don't want to wait till rifle season?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
No,
Yeah.
Shit.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, the shit that's going on. I've had a rough year, man. Yeah. It's been a bad year. Worst year of my life up until recently, so.
Well, yeah, that bull definitely helped.
Yeah. I don't know. We're doing good now. Yeah.
But
life
all right.
goes on, man.
Right. Well, we'll give you another update, guys. If we get some more bulls on the ground, we'll probably record another podcast. We'll try and get Brad back on here with James and Scott. And then maybe Bubba whenever he gets back from Eastern Oregon, because I know he was everybody's favorite on that episode.
Oh, was he? Bubba's a funny son
People
of a gun,
loved
dude.
Bubba.
Yeah, he's Bubba.
He's fucking funny, though. He's hilarious.
What's Bubba's real name?
Jason.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's so
He looks like a Bubba. He does not look like a Jason.
He's fucking hilarious.
He is.
Man.
He's a good dude.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. So, but all right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next one.